Since the new book Star Wars Last Shot is all about Han and Lando, and some of it tells us what they were up to around the time of Solo, a Star Wars story, it makes sense that the book would drop a hint or two about what we might see in the upcoming film. So here are all the things I jotted down while reading that I think might connect with the movie. Let's start with the timeline. Estimates have said the story will take place about 10 years before A New Hope. Well, part of the book involves Lando and L337 while they still own the Millennium Falcon, and that all takes place 8 years before A New Hope. So it sounds like 10 years is more of an approximation rather than an exact figure. Actually, it'll probably take place over a few years' time, but I'm guessing the bulk of the story with the heist and everything will be more like 7 years before the original trilogy. Some of Han's story in the book takes place about 3 years before A New Hope, and at that point in time a few characters, including Sana Starros and Maz Kanata, note that he's sad about a girl. It's possible he could be sad about Kira, or he could be sad about being dumped by the latest in a string of girls. It's impossible to say, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Han recalls his life in the Empire, specifically being a serviceman on Mimban, and having to deal with snooty admirals in the Academy. Early on, I guessed that Han wouldn't actually join the Empire, and that he would be posing as a recruit as part of a con job. It sounds like I wasn't right at all, and that Han will indeed have served as an Imperial, just like in Star Wars Legends. We all know the Millennium Falcon had a much cleaner look when it belonged to Lando. Han felt that the Falcon had no personality under Lando's care, questioned who could live in those conditions, and referred to it as a maniac's immaculate cape museum, which is amazing. He also says that he won it from Lando fair and square-ish. Later on, they both accuse each other of cheating during the Sabacc game, and that lines up perfectly with a quote in the Star Wars comics where Han claims they were both being less than honest. I'm currently on the fence about whether or not we'll actually see Han win the Falcon in the movie. Part of me thinks that we'll see the two of them sit down to play, but then the movie will come to an end there, since we as the audience already know the outcome. But another part of me hopes we actually get to see it, because watching them try to out-cheat each other sounds entertaining as hell. We learn a little bit about L337, who is very independent for a droid. She's mentioned as being on a personal crusade to free droids, and she at least wants to do it peacefully. It's not like an IG-88 or HK-47 droid revolution type thing. She just wants to live in harmony, and the book does bring up a lot of interesting points regarding the ethics of droids. We also see that she and Lando don't share much of a normal droid and master relationship. They're pretty much on equal ground, almost like partners. But I would say the biggest takeaway from the book is that Han and Lando were different when they were younger. I feel like that should go without saying, but I think it's important to go into this movie not expecting to see Han Solo and Lando Calrissian from the original trilogy, but to see them much younger. Last Shot is very much about personal growth and how people change over the course of their lives. I, for one, am excited to see how Han and Lando will differ in the movie. I expect them to be less sure of themselves, but to overcompensate in different ways. Actually, one of my favorite moments of the Solo trailers so far is when Kira tells Han that she might be the only person who knows what he truly is, and he replies with a snarky, "Oh yeah, what's that?" and he flashes her a smile like he doesn't care what she thinks, and that quickly fades away like, okay, I totally care what you think. It'll be interesting to see, for sure. Those were the biggest things I noticed from Last Shot that could play into Solo, a Star Wars story. If you notice anything you think might be relevant while you read it, please leave your thoughts in the comments. If you don't yet have a copy of the book and you want to listen to the audiobook of Last Shot for free, you can click on the link in the description or visit www.audibletrial.com/Star Wars Explained. The audiobook is out right now, and the production value on all the Star Wars books is very high, with sound effects and music. It's like listening to a movie. Signing up for an Audible trial will get you a credit for one free book, and you can use it on Last Shot, or just about any Star Wars book you can think of. Or get any book you want. The point is, you get a free book, and you'll be supporting the channel when you do. But that's it for today. Check out my review and facts from videos for the book if you're interested in learning more about Last Shot, and if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.